informed delivery for direct mail marketers. I'm Kara Lineal, President and CMO at Plum Grove, and to get us started, I wanted to let you know that the webinar will be recorded. We will email slides and the video of the webinar to you after the presentation. And if at any time during the presentation you have questions, you can click on the Q&A button in the navigation. We have time planned at the end of the presentation to answer everybody's questions. So lastly, I wanted to let you know about an upcoming webinar coming up on Thursday, January 23rd. We're going to be talking about direct mail plus digital marketing using geofencing technology. Did you know that you can send digital ads on phones, laptops, and internet TVs to all of the household on your mailing list, combining your direct mail piece with digital marketing to these households? Really exciting technology, and we've had a lot of great success stories. So join us on the 23rd to learn more about that new technology from Plum Grove. So next, I want to introduce you to your speaker today, Peter Lineal. Peter is the founder of Plum Grove. He's got 40 years in printing and marketing and is an expert in direct mail. He knows everything about how the post office works, how to save on postage, and how to leverage the post office's new technology like informed delivery. So with that said, I'll hand it over to Peter.
Yeah, I think I have to grow that beard back again. I shaved it off in August of last year, and now that it's winter, especially today in Chicagoland here, it's maybe the beard's got to come back. Although it's getting gray, I don't know how that happened. I just don't understand it. So.
Well, 40 years of marketing will do that to you.
Kara says I'm what's called a SME, which means I'm a subject
matter expert.
A subject matter expert. So I've spent my entire life becoming a SME on the post office. So it's kind of scary stuff here as you learn more and more stuff about something as specific as the post office. So thanks for joining us today. I'm Peter. They used to call me Peter the Printer, but now I'm Peter Lineal. I have a last name again. And we're going to be talking about informed delivery, especially as it relates to mail and to growing your business. Informed delivery is a business-to-consumer type product because informed delivery is not currently available for businesses, but we'll talk more about that and all its applications. What is it? How does it benefit the consumers? Why are people signing up for it? Benefits for you as marketers, and then we'll actually get into some of the details of how you actually can design an ad, but then and then some of the reports that are available from the post office. So thanks for joining us today, and we'll dive right in. So it's kind of interesting. So post office has been taking photos of mail going back to the late 90s, and then things really took off. And for those of you who are as old as I am, you can remember after September 11th, I think it was a few weeks after the attack on September 11th, 2001, there was also a mail scare where anthrax was mailed to various government entities around the country, and the post office dramatically accelerated their photography of the mail. So this actually started out as a security and safety issue for America, photographing the mail as it was going through their system. But then, as you can see, whenever you get your mail, there's all those barcodes, so the post office had to capture those barcodes anyhow. And then over the years, the post office has figured out that there's more opportunities in taking pictures of the mail. The post office has also used this with law enforcement through the last 20 years as they developed the technology. But now they've moved it to us in the marketing space, and that's why the technology is here. It kind of spun off as kind of interesting how stuff comes from safety and security to the public and to us marketers. What is it? Free. It's a free service to consumer addresses only. It allows us consumers, and I'm guessing that many of you have probably signed up for informed delivery, but I will cover kind of the basics and show some photos and images in case you're not familiar with it. But basically, it delivers an image of your mail to either your phone via an app. It also can deliver it to your desktop via email or your phone via email. And then there's also a desktop application where you can actually go to a website on the post office and see all of your mail, because the post office actually, when it sends the email, doesn't send you images of every piece of mail. It's just the ones that have informed delivery images, but then also some of the mail that just the front image as we looked at before. So there's all the different ways, and then obviously the last part of it is you get that piece of mail, the physical piece of mail, in your mailbox. As a printing company for the last almost 40 years, we like mail. We like the impact and the physical presence and the immediacy of mail. And on the other hand, we live in a digital world where people are engaged. So what the consumer sees is a picture on the left-hand side of your screen right now. It shows you what it looks like on a phone. And that first thing with 50% off sale shows you what looks like when the mail comes in. The post office actually replaces that black and white image of the mail piece with a full-color image that represents the advertising message. And then they also give you an opportunity to do a little ride-along image that's actually clickable on the internet. And as it says, like right there on the image, it says coming to your mailbox soon. So today you might get that email about, I think I get mine about 8 in the morning, and by 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning at the house, or actually our postal delivery has been about 5:30 recently. We've got a new postal carrier, but at 5:30 in the afternoon, that mail will show up. The right-hand side shows what the Natural Children's Cancer Society, they did not take advantage of informed delivery by doing a color image, and neither did the Cooper with the opportunity to go paperless. And wouldn't it be cool if the Cooper would have figured out that they could have actually done a clickable link that took you to the opportunity to go paperless? But they missed. And that's why we're here, is so that more people take advantage of those opportunities. Before we dive into some of the marketing statistics and all that nice, interesting stuff to us marketing type folks, I wanted to run through some examples and also I think it gives you a lot of ideas for your marketing or for your clients' marketing if you're a marketing agency. I think we've got a few marketing agencies and other folks on the call today as well. So here's KOA, Campground of Americas. It's a membership organization. Every year your membership expires. They'd love to get me to auto renew on my credit card, but I don't do that. I actually pay with a check. But in this case, they want me to click to renew now, and they'd love to get me on their auto renew program. But so here's renewing a membership. You notice that the address of my home has disappeared on these mailing pieces. So the address goes away, the image of the mail piece goes away, and you wind up with the opportunity to do a full color image. Here's the Best Friends animal organization, Animal Society, and they're looking for me to take a survey. So again, instant engagement. It's much harder to get me to take a survey from the mail at home, and here they've got me involved already. Donations. A lot of the mail that came in the last 90 days of the year had an opportunity for an instant click donation, and St. Jude took advantage of that here. Notice how they literally left the mailing panel so it looks like the mail piece, but then they just replaced my name and address with the St. Jude, and they even left the permit up there on the top so it looks like a mail piece. Now, Money Mailer is a co-mailing company that has got probably a whole bunch of coupons in this envelope, but one of their advertisers did get a chance to put a 20% off coupon. Joann's has been doing this for a year. I'm proud of Joann's. They've been sending this, and sometimes they send a coupon. In this case, they took another step and they said, download your app. So if you've got an app and you're looking to get usage and download installs of your app, direct mail with informed delivery is a great way to get that going. I think anybody that's selling concert tickets or event tickets should be doing direct mail. And should be giving people a chance to buy their theater tickets or their Ticketron tickets online. What a great way to short circuit the whole process and get people signed up immediately. Pick your best dates. Here's we in Illinois we have choice of who our electrical supply company is, and here's a case where they're giving us a gift card for signing up today. So, again, you can kind of see that each one of these is different, and these people really took the time to get creative with their action step. And here's a newsletter. They mailed us a sample newsletter, but here they are actually giving us a link to sign up immediately to get their newsletter. In the Nutrition Action newsletter, this was mailed in as a large size piece. Normally, informed delivery will not show what the post office calls a picture of a magazine or a catalog. But with informed delivery, you can actually override that and have your image show up in the scheme in the process of getting that informed delivery email to people's homes. So we've kind of run through many ideas. There's actually more. There's so many that I think it kind of paints a picture of where and how this is going to continue to grow over time. It's still early in the process. 21 million people are registered. It's growing by 1 million a month. It's about a year ago, I think we were sitting at about 12 million or 11 million people signed up, and they've done a little bit of advertising on the program, but it's really accelerated. But why? When I first heard about informed delivery, I didn't get it. It's like, why would people want to get a picture of their mail? I don't understand it. And some of it I get now just by even looking at those offers, because obviously if I'm a coupon clipper or I like incentives or I like that ease, that's one reason to sign up. But there's a lot of other reasons to sign up, and that's one of the reasons that this is exploding so quickly. The post office is looking for 60 million within the next 18 months, and so they're starting to get up to 40-50% of all of the registered households or the addresses in America. Going to be significantly number of emails sent out by the post office every single day. That's for sure. Families with seniors. Why are families with seniors signing up? Well, seniors may not be paying their bills at home, or they may not be interacting with the mail the way they need to. So families are signing up to keep an eye on the mail as they come in. The college students going back and forth in multiple addresses over a period of time. The college students may want to see the mail that's coming into the house to see who might be writing them at home. Even though they're on campus for 3/4 of the year, they might want to see the mail. Frequent movers. I've heard a few people say that, hey, I've moved now 6 times in the last 2 years. especially younger people that are moving from place to place, and the mail is still coming to mom and dad's house. They actually sign up to get the scan of the mail to see their informed delivery at home, and they can kind of keep an eye on who is writing them at home. Security has been a big part. 2 days ago, state of Illinois mailed me a letter. My sticker for my car disappeared in the mail. Didn't get the sticker, and they sent me a replacement form, and I actually saw it show up on informed delivery on Monday, and it didn't show up at my house. So I know I've got to contact the state of Illinois, because someplace between the time it got scanned and the time it hit my mailbox, it got lost. It got put in with somebody else's mail. And so think about it for checks, or for legal documents, or for other payment sources. And now, especially with so many packages getting delivered, especially to my wife and my house, the fact that you can actually see that there's packages on the way and they should be arriving at your doorstep, what a great way to double check. I kind of had a funny story. One of my clients said, "Yeah, my mom signed up, and she gets informed delivery. So here's a senior citizen, and people say, oh, senior citizens aren't engaged with technology. Well, mom literally looks at the informed delivery emails and decides whether she's going to the mailbox right away, or she's going to let the mail sit there till later in the day when she goes out again, based on the fact that she knows what got delivered into her mailbox in the morning." So again, it kind of shows you all the different ways that technology. Business travelers, if you're on the road a lot, people are signing up to see what's coming. We go camping a lot in my family. And so even if I'm on vacation or in my camper, the post office is scanning that mail every single day, so I can see what bills need to be paid. Even if there's not a clickable link to pay that bill, I can say, ooh, the gas bill came in, I better get that bill paid. And snowbirds are perfect audience, with going back and forth from Illinois to Arizona, to watch the mail in Illinois when they're in Arizona, and Arizona in Illinois. They can keep an eye on things. So you can see all these reasons for people to sign up, way beyond what you might think of when you first dive into informed delivery. Going to take a breath here for a minute. So what's in it for businesses, for us marketers, for us direct mailers? Why are we doing this? The first thing is, we're getting into statistics here. The pretty pictures are gone. One of the long things in marketing, one of the ongoing conversations in marketing is how often do you hit somebody? What does it take to build top of mind awareness? What does it take to build your brand? What is the credibility that comes from having the sophistication of sending a full color image for Joanne's fabric, as opposed to just a picture, of the outside of the envelope? So integration with direct mail, with digital, is increasing conversions, because people are aware you've hit them now with some frequency. It's more attention getting, more awareness. There's direct mail itself will have an impact. A lot of direct mail advertising, as we all know, we look at, we evaluate, and we might put it in the recycle bin. But if you've been hit twice before you either hit the delete key and before you hit the recycle bin, again, a lot more branding and credibility built. And customers spend more. And all of these statistics that are on your screen are actually coming from companies that have done surveys and analytics of direct mail, and direct mail combined with digital. Cross-media marketing has worked for years. We actually have some clients that used to rent email lists that coincide with direct mail lists, but but the open rate is so much better on informed delivery. So we'll talk a little bit about that next. Email marketing without email addresses. So 15 to 20% is the open rate for email marketing. I'd say for many of us businesses, if we rent a list of email addresses, or if we just build a huge gigantic list, our open rate is significantly lower than the 15%. Even might be in the 5 to 10% range for the open rate. The informed delivery, people are signing up. They want it. They want to see what's coming to their house today. I think I mentioned before that a piece of mail disappeared at my house. It didn't get there, so that's one thing. I can also tell you that my wife puts the mail in a different place in the house pretty much every single day, and so it's hunt for the mail. Well, I actually check it to see if I've got anything that I need to hunt for when I get my informed delivery. So the open rate is much higher. 60 to 70% is the postal numbers that they're seeing. And they're also seeing, again, a sophisticated audience. It's the ones that are opening and checking that. So they're consumers with spending power that are opening those emails. I talked a little bit about this already, but multi-channel increases return on investment. So if you hit people across multiple platforms, you hit them in email, you hit them in direct mail. I had a client once call me and said, "Hey, Peter, we're running TV ads in our market, and I'm not seeing any phone calls from our TV ad with the 800 number, but our direct mail results have gone up dramatically." Well, that's multi-channel marketing. One channel reinforces the other. One asks for the order, and the other one may not necessarily. You're not necessarily going to get up when you're watching a TV show to go call somebody, but when the mail comes in, you're actually not in the middle of the day. You're in the middle of getting the mail and evaluating the mail. So again, enhancing your brand as well. It's all part of that whole marketing plan to hit people with frequency. One of the things I like about mail is and informed delivery is that it makes mail become interactive. Direct mail itself, we've all experienced this. When you go home today and look at your mail, you'll see much of your mail has got multiple pieces in the envelope. It's got different sizes, there are different shapes, there are different paper stocks. There's stuff that makes it interesting and involving, physically involving. And the reason that direct mail marketers have done this and have found this to be a successful strategy is because it creates more, I call it face time with the mail marketing message. So there's more time for the consumer to understand what you're offering, what you're selling, and get involved with it to take in that message. Kohl's is one of my. I love Kohl's because they're direct mail with this little sticker that's over the discount code that you're going to get, and it's like Kohl's could send you that thing and show you that they're going to get 15, 20, or 30%, but they make you peel that sticker off to get physical involvement. And oh, by the way, it also feels like you're unwrapping a present. I have a Kohl's card. My wife has a Kohl's card. If I use my Kohl's card once a year or twice a year, I'll get a lot more 30% stickers than my wife does, who's shopping there more frequently. So she always likes my Kohl's coupons better than hers. And it's a way of creating physical involvement. Well, informed delivery takes that to a whole other level by allowing, again, click-throughs for surveys or coupons or discounts. The state of Illinois, surprisingly enough, when they sent me my renewal sticker for my vehicle, for one of our company vehicles, it came to my house, and I took the informed delivery email, I forwarded it to my accounting department. The accounting department actually clicked on that link, paid the bill, and off we went and got the new sticker for the company delivery vehicle. So again, physical involvement and reviewing the emails and marketing that you've got. Uh, I'm going to pause a little bit on this slide because uh, we got a number of people in all different businesses, and even though I rolled through 10 different ideas at the beginning of this webinar, here's a whole bunch more. And again, in my mind, there's a whole lot of lost opportunities that folks are missing in the marketing space. So yeah, we did cover subscription renewal, but um, but bill payment. Why aren't our government entities sending bills? We're actually working with a local government entity that is sending water bills via mail, and we'll be turning them on into informed delivery so that more people pay their water bills online, and that'll be something we'll help them to set up in the next 30 days. Credit card activation, service upgrades, device upgrades. I mean, there's so many other opportunities, and we covered that slide that gave you a whole bunch of reasons for informed delivery registration by consumers. Again, the people that are traveling and so on, and the people that can't find their mail like me. But the more stuff that happens with informed delivery, the more it'll actually make informed delivery successful, and the more important it'll be to be involved with informed delivery. The other thing that even though it might be 10 or 20% of your mailing list that's signed up for informed delivery at this point, one of the things that we've been sharing with our clients who have been participating in informed delivery is it gives you a chance to find out what works. Because even though 10 or 20% may have informed delivery now, in a year when it's 50% of your data file, you are going to be so far ahead of your competitors in terms of knowing what kind of image to show, what kind of coupon to offer, or what kind of clickable link to offer, that you'll be able to do a significantly better job because of the education that you're going to get by being able to dabble in and experiment with different call to actions, different clickable links, and so on. One of our clients mailed a newsletter to their members, and we also did a clickable link that allowed them to read that newsletter online. Again, just some people want to read on electronic devices. They don't want to read, or they may not read the printed version. Or again, 3 or 4 people in the household, the spouse may throw away that newsletter before somebody else returns from work, so there's still a chance to read that newsletter. So lots of different stuff is going to be growing and happening over the coming year. Okay, now we're getting technical. So there's 2 parts to what you get when you sign up as an advertiser using informed delivery. There's a representative image, which replaces the picture of your piece of mail, and then there's the ride-along image, and that's the clickable link. The post office actually gives you 2 places where the link is clickable. You can see there's the image itself, and then there's that Learn More button that's below the ride-along image. So these are the 2 pieces of creative that you would need to have in order to have your message delivered to the advertiser. Oh, I got somebody calling me. Go away. So the representative image, now you won't need to write down. There's some technical specs like the number of pixels and height and width. Again, this is a digital product, so it's not in us print type folks usually talk in inches, or in the old days we used to talk about picas, but in the world of pixels we talk about pixels. So the representative image, we've got a size, Post office recommends using one dimension at the maximum size so that it doesn't float when it gets delivered to the client, to the consumer. The post office does say that the marketing messages should coordinate by regulation. So in other words, the post office says you're not allowed to have a 30% off coupon here and a 20% off coupon come in the mail. I don't know that anybody's actually checking. I don't think there's a postal rep on the phone that's going to slap me around later on, but we haven't seen. But most of our clients have done a message that's consistent across the direct mail and the representative image, and it makes sense. You really want to reinforce your image, your logo, your branding, your graphic, to again build your brand. We do have, and I'll cover it later on, we do have links that you'll get that'll actually bring you in so that if you're a designer or a marketing agency or a do-it-yourself designer, we've got links that'll give you all the technical specs for designing your ride-along image and your representative image. So this is blown up a little bigger, so it's out of proportion. It's smaller. It sits down below to the left-hand side. The post office these are some recommendations. The logo, the shop this sale, the 30% off. What do they get if they click on this link is basically the bottom line on the ride-along image. So if you've got any questions on that side, again, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But now I want to get into the post office has got a lot of information as well that's available to you. There's a opportunity for what they call a pre-campaign report, where you take your mailing list. We can actually upload it to the post office. They'll tell us how many people are subscribing, what the percentage is. This chart is actually from earlier in the year, and you can see it's 11%. With 21 million now subscribing, we're probably going to see numbers in the 20% range for most of the subscribers. The post office, I've had a few people ask me, is that list available? And no, the list is not available from the post office. They will not sell their email list. But they will give us these counts, which really has been helpful. And they've actually on our website, they've actually got we regularly update the numbers by region across the country, so you can see what the density of and the sign-up rate is around the country. It's pretty much again everywhere in the country. It's not available in all areas. We've found a few places out in the sticks or on rural routes where informed delivery is not yet available, but the post office is continuing to roll it out to again everybody in the nation. After you mail, this is an example of a post-campaign report, and it shows you again how many you mailed. We can actually enter a campaign codes for a variety of different campaigns. We can show how many emails, how many opened, and again, because people are accessing the data in different ways, there's a scorecard on how many people saw the informed delivery through the dashboard, which shows all your mail, versus email, which may only show the first 6 or 8 pieces of mail, or again the app. So there's different ways that post office has done a nice job of. We all have our preferred way of interfacing with technology. The post office has a nice job of making informed delivery work on a variety of different platforms. So it's good. It's kind of interesting. Ad position in email. Right now, I've been signed up for informed delivery for about 12. I think it's about 14 or 15 months. in most days, I'll have one or maybe two advertisers that are delivering me a clickable link, a ride-along image, and a representative image. And in the fall, it went up to 2 to 3 to 4, and so all of a sudden, ad position is going to become critical. The post office is actually talking about at some point in the future, once they get above 60 million subscribers, that they may actually charge for where you show up in that informed delivery email. So again, now's the time to get in, learn what works, learn how it works, and then you'll be able to evaluate if the post office ever decides that they want to charge for this. You can decide whether, where you want to pay to be on that ad position list. The time sent and the open time, again, more information for you to give you insights as to where people are. So lots of again, market information in terms of how people are interacting with this new technology. I'm impressed with the post office. They did good. They gave us some good stuff. So what do you need to do? How do you get started? First, you need a web page. I've had clients that have not had the ability or the technology to be able to do an official new landing page. So those folks have just actually driven people right to their home landing page or the home page of their website. In the case of my newsletter client, they drove people right to the newsletter so that way they could read your newsletter now, and they didn't make people hunt for the newsletter. But for tracking campaigns and results and monitoring results, landing pages are nice to have, especially if you're going to do an incentive or a coupon or those sorts of things. The representative and ride-along image, you'll have to create the artwork on that. And then a special barcode is applied to the mail piece, and the ads are uploaded to the U.S. Postal Service site. So these barcodes change based on the fact that it's an informed delivery campaign. At most mailing houses are capable of doing this. At Plum Grove, obviously, we take care of uploading the ads and changing the barcodes. So that's what that little bar at the bottom of your mail, it's actually what's doing. It's not just a zip code. It's telling who mailed it, what kind of service of mail it is, and all that other stuff, all that other information that's going on in that multi-state barcode there. So lots of information gets conveyed to the post office on that barcode. Looks like I'm running right on time. I'm not going to get beat up by Michelle. She's sitting behind me, ready to throw spitballs at me if I don't go fast enough. But we're getting wound up here, and we can get into questions in a couple of minutes. This is the post office page up here. A couple of links, and again, we'll send you the PowerPoint after the meeting. And if you click on these links, they're actually live links. You can sign up for informed delivery, or the information from the post office website on U.S. Postal Service informed delivery, and they've got their content there. And so lots of more information there. The Plum Grove site, we will also send you a link to that. The Plum Grove site, actually, you may find more user-friendly than the post office site. We've got so much information, including even the videos from the post office, going into more detail. So if you've got coworkers and clients and friends that you need to share data and information with, it's a quick reference point is the Plum Grove site, and type in informed delivery in the search bar, and you'll get a lot of information, including the technical specs for designing your representative and your ride-along image. And now I will pause take a breath and see if we've got some questions.
And just a reminder to everybody, if you'd like to ask a question, there is a Q&A button in your navigation. It has a question mark on it. Just click on that, and you can send us a question via chat.
So while we're waiting, I don't know if there's any questions coming in. We'll take a minute. I'll just touch a little bit more. Kara mentioned at the beginning that geofencing is what we'll be covering next month. We have found this to be a crazy hot space with just, again, it's kind of like informed delivery. Once you pop the hood and you start looking at all the marketing opportunities, it's crazy how many opportunities there are in informed delivery to deliver digital content. And then and geofencing is the same. It's tying it into an addressable mailing list where you can reach people on multiple platforms in their homes. They're literally sitting watching TV, and a TV commercial comes up on your product because you did a mailing to them. It's really cool stuff. It's a nice, again, a great way to reach a very targeted audience with digital advertising. So, don't know that we've got any questions. Maybe I put everybody to sleep here today, or maybe I answered all the questions. But if you've got some other questions, we'll leave the chat screen up and we can answer afterwards as well. But I want to thank you for joining us today. Appreciate your time. It's kind of Kara's one of 5 of my children. She's the only one interested and excited as I am and sick about and loving marketing and helping people to grow their businesses. That's the business we're in, helping our nonprofit clients to be more successful and helping our for-profit clients to grow their businesses. But we appreciate you coming on board and joining us today. So thank you, and we're here to help you grow your business.